rise and shine. You will always find us here. We are at Enterprise Morning, reaching you from Enterprise Television. My name is Henry Gwibiki.
And I'm Choma Okohe.
All right, in a bit, we'll be going to our newspaper headlines to see all that we have for you this morning. Of course, breaking news and thought-provoking discussions we always promise to bring to you. But do well to be part of our community and have a say in what we say. We are at Enterprise TV News.com, and also like, comment, and follow us on all our social media platforms at Enterprise TV 7. With us today in the studios to do justice to all that we have for you this morning, our legal luminaries, Barrister Van Sufeli, a barrister at law and public affairs analyst, and Barrister Tunji Abdul Hamid, a barrister at law also and the public affairs commentator. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
And welcome.
Good morning.
Beautiful. So let's kickstart our newspaper headlines today with the Force Daily. What do we have to?
Okay, we have the Vanguard newspaper and the big story here on petrol supply. Nnpc, Dangote refinery disagree over pricing. And details of the particular story are on page 5.
Okay, that should be our main story for today. But just before we get into that, let's take a look at what's on the top strip of the same newspaper. Federal government delivers 1,200 CNG kits to 5 states. Okay, on
Edo Ondo polls, the world's watching us. That is coming from Ayoko.
All right, but let's get into the main crux of the matter here, which is on the pricing between Nnpcl and Dangote Refinery, and we have it exclusively from same Vanguard, the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, Nnpcl, and Dangote Refinery. Yesterday, disagreed over the pricing of the petrol to be supplied by the refinery. The disagreement came against the backdrop of the first lifting of the product from the refinery by Nnpcl. Although Nnpc got the first supply at 898 naira per litre, Dangote said that the price was not reflective of any agreement on the pricing of its product. Barrister Van Sufeli, let's take a look at this. There's a rift between Nnpcl and Dangote Refinery. I understand too well, Dangote said it was a reflection of what the federal government would say through Nnpcl. So why do we have such a discord coming right now?
The Nnpcl claimed that they bought it 898.
Yes.
From Dangote, from their release, you understand? And the Dangote refinery came out and said, no, that's not the price. That's about 700 plus and all that. So at the end of the day, I choose to believe Dangote refinery. They are the ones who sold. They couldn't have told you they sold higher than they actually sold. I think it's the middleman, that is Nnpcl, that's all over the place. I think they are the ones that are trapping, because Nnpc, they are not used to transparency. They are not used to accountability. They are not used to telling you the truth. So now they are caught up in between some because before now, when nobody knows how much the landing cost is, you can't know. So that was why when they were still bringing it from and all that. And the Dangote refinery has also injected into the story this morning that part of what they are giving Nnpcl was even part of what they imported. That was part of the crude that was imported, and not everything that was locally sourced. But that notwithstanding, why should we be having price variation? If the Nnpc want to sell higher, nobody's asking them not to sell higher. But why should they say they bought it from Dangote 889? Because what they want to do now is to set the agenda to sell it above 1,000 to end users. That's exactly what they want to do.
Even if prior to this time they had pegged the price at a particular price.
Yes, no, they increased it to 800 plus.
Yes.
You understand? But what they are saying now is that 898 is what they purchased it. So what they are telling you is that price increment they did is not visible. That's what they're trying to pass to the public. Yes, that their increments, they can't sell like that again. That's what they're saying. So that because they need to get a profit margin from what it is they purchase. You understand? So at the end of the day, you are going to get it 1,000 plus. Already, the pricing is different now because for the north, they have their own price. Yes. For Lagos, they will buy it at a particular price and all that. So at the end of the day, what they're going to have is that Nnpcl is making money, is making profit from this whole thing as a player that they are supposed to be by the PIA. So by why they are making profit, they shouldn't be the one regulating the process.
Okay.
Because they are now like any other oil company. They are now like even like independent market. So, and if they are of taking all Dangote is doing, they should also know that the objective of that company from the outset was not to become one capitalist standing against the people and their welfare. They should be able to project it in such a way that Nigerians will have, the scarcity has been there for a while. Now that there's availability, why should you be giving false statements that what you bought it is very high from all that? Because what will happen is that people will start to vilify Dangote. That's why they quickly release this and say it's incorrect, that this is what they sold to Nnpc.
Okay. Thank you, Barrister Evans Okele. Over to you, Barrister Tunji Abdulhamid. I want to read from the statement, and it said, this statement is both misleading and mischievous, deliberately aimed at undermining the milestone achievement recorded today. Now, September 15, 2024, the aim of the Dangote refinery is to address energy insufficiency and insecurity. Now, at this point where they are already having a clash at the start or at the break of dawn, what do you see happening to the Dangote refinery? Do you see this with champion? Do you see this championing a cooperation between the Dangote refinery and the Nnpc, or they will go their separate ways with time?
You see, for ordinarily, we are playing the way we are supposed to play the game. Dangote and the Nnpc should be rival. That's what they should be doing that free because they are into the same business. Nnpc should also be refinery operators, but because of their failure and inability to achieve to show their capacity, they've not been able to do that. So, the rivalry we are talking about is unlikely. It may happen, and you have seen it already. They are playing the game. In Nnpc is losing with this Dangote refinery coming on board. When I say losing here, I'm not talking about Nigeria as a whole losing. Those who are in charge. You know, before now there's no transparency, there's no accountability. You don't even know what to consume. You don't even know what to the liter of crude that we consume daily or we won't send that. With Dangote coming on board, we likely have some of those ideas, some of those figures, and that will affect them. So they are trying to protect their interests and all their hidden games, and that's what that. So whether or not there will be rivalry or the competition between them in terms of there will be, but it's not in terms of we are operating, you are operating, because as it is today now, Nnpc has turned themselves to become agents or distributor of Dangote refinery. In a business, they are supposed to also be a competitor. They are supposed to be like the one chasing Dangote chasing them, or them chasing Dangote. But as it is now, we have a Dangote that is in charge, and then Nnpc wants to take over the control of a business that is not their own. They left their own personal business, which is refinery that they are supposed to operate. It's not able to, not functioning now. Because we have been told the Port to start operation in September. This September we are almost going to October. Let them give them more time, maybe because of before they don't do. They are not talking about the progress of that refinery, but they are concerned more about fixing the price, making money from Dangote where they did not do anything.
But I used to think they said Dangote can sell to whoever they wish to sell to.
That's how it's supposed to be.
So have they turned back to say they are the sole
I think they've said that they sold off-takers in Nnpc. Okay. And probably they are using that because they are giving Dangote crude. So probably they are using, that's what they are using to say that's why they want to be. So, but that will also not affect the market. In Italy, we are creating another monopoly between Dangote and the Nnpc. Nnpc should allow anybody who wants to operate in the business to operate. If you want to buy from Dangote, you can go there, negotiate and pay what you want to pay and sell it the way you want to sell it. And after all, Nigerians are ready to buy at any price because Nigerians, we don't even ask questions. We are, if we are a serious country, if we are all concerned about this nation, by now I expect all of us to drop our cars and not buy fuel.
Okay,
well, I think let's move on to the next daily, because of the want of time. Let's go to the Daily Trust newspaper, and the big story here is on the Medjugorje flood. 400 million naira budgeted for Alo Dam in 4 years, and we have some riders here. We have some riders here. Okay, dam neglected for years, Zulum, and its defect discovered 9 years ago. Yes.
Okay, moving on the top strip of the Daily Trust newspaper, we have hotel owner, manager, guest, 2 vigilantes shot dead by kidnappers.
And also on the bottom strip of the same newspaper, another interesting story, Obasanjo Abdusalami Gusau meet IBB.
Okay, moving on, 400 jobs to go as Scotland's only refinery shuts down in 2025.
All right, so let's take a look at the flood happening in Maiduguri. 400 million naira budgeted for Alu Dam in 4 years. And it was stated here as a part of the same story that its defect was discovered 9 years ago. Now,
you discovered defect 9 years ago and nothing was done about it. You know, I said that this break, this dam, this overflow is as a result of lack of maintenance, not just the volume of water. We've always had that volume, okay, but something went wrong. Do you know that 281 inmates are still missing? You can't find those ones again, because even if many of them are dead by now, because the water broke the place and emptied the whole shores, took everybody away, everything away. Okay, so if we have proper maintenance of some of our infrastructure, then we're able to manage it. But the worst part of it is you budget money every year. You know, we've seen the volume of this. Most times these funds are released because this thing is tied to insecurity or security. You know, when it comes to security, security is getting about 90% performance on our budget, 80-90%, you know. So those funds are actually released. But who are the ones managing the place, and where's the money? And now that we now have this disaster, who have been arrested?
I used to believe that the governor, Zulum, was a very transparent someone. It's someone that has always been given a thumbs up for good leadership.
Yes, is someone that, but I mean, we are seeing some lapses, okay? We are seeing lapses. What we are seeing here is lapses. But the truth also is that dam is not a state dam. It's not a state dam. Yeah, it's a federal government water resources and the rest of that, waterways and all that's the exclusive list. Damming is not state owned, okay? It's the federal government. So, I mean, if it were to be state owned, will it come out and be voicing it like this? That there was a defect some time ago, I didn't do anything about it, or something like that. But they discovered that 9 years ago. From that time till now, you have a lot of, crack that must have happened. And then when the water gets to this point, you see, even areas where you don't need emergency, most times we are also found wanting, let alone areas where you now have an emergency. That is why we should never have natural disaster in Nigeria, because we are disasters ourselves already. Even without this whole, there was a tremor, yes, earth tremor in Abuja 3 years ago. Now, what earth tremor means is that the earth will shake, not like it will cave in or any earthquake or whatever, but it's a sign of earthquake in the future. These tremors. When it happened in Abuja, I mean, even the senators, many of them said they started flying out of Abuja. Is that the solution? Your leaders are running away from the problem. So when the time fully comes, when you now start to have earthquake, how are they going to manage it? This is the time they are supposed to get people from Japan, from areas of the world where you've always had earthquake, and get them to come and see how they manage theirs and how to plug in this. When it gets to the time now, we will now say 9 years ago there was tremor. We didn't do anything about it, so we should work on our
Thank you, Barrister
infrastructure.
Evans Philly. Now, over to you, Barrister Tunji Abdulhamid. Looking at the current way the survivors of this particular flooding are being managed, we saw videos online where they were being thrown breads and and some of them are cooking with the contaminated water.
It's 800 million I was spent.
800. Okay, 800
To buy those bread,
just to buy the bread, and they haven't provided them with water. Clean water to drink, because at the end of the day, if they survive, they will still have illness to treat, they will still have to go to the hospital. Are we going to say the government is actually putting the square, or putting the round pegs in the round holes, or putting the square pegs in the square holes?
You see, let me first of all put my mouth in that statement by the governor. That statement is an indictment on the vice president, the current vice president. It's an indictment on the governor himself. He's saying what he's saying directly, as far as I'm concerned, that this flood was because of our inefficiency, our incompetence, our lack of concern. That's what he's saying indirectly. If we're in a country where things are done the way it's done, that should be a grant to say, okay, you have to go because you have indicted yourself. You see, I admit, in Nigeria, when you talk about government doing well, you talk about people who talk about, not me, people talk about Governor Sulu. I don't admire that style of governance. For me, I don't see people giving people bag of rice, bag of this, 10,000, 5,000 as a good governor. No. Provide an enabling environment. What he has always been doing, and people are praising for, is that he donates goods, he donates proper rice, garri, whatever. That's not the way to govern. You can't continue, you can't sustain that. That cannot lead anybody to anywhere. So for me, you can see me as a critic. Yes, I am. I am happy with it. I am not a supporter of that kind of a governance. And I've not seen him as one of the best, and what people have been saying is the best, he's doing well. Because we love to be giving peanuts. That's what we're facing. So for me, we are in a serious crisis already. And what you are asking, it's already on ground. Even before this flood, we have those situations on ground. Even the medical system that we have now, we have been told now that the flood has even washed them away, or some of them are already contaminated. So we are, in fact, Bonu is now starting from as far as I'm concerned, most likely they are starting from the Grand 0 or Grand 5 or whatever, because most of the equipment that are said are on ground have been said to have been they will say they will still do more tests to be able to confirm whether or not
the equipment are still good enough.
But for me, we are in a serious crisis.
All right, that's just about the size of our segment today. We have so many other interesting stories here. Obasanjo, Abdul Salami, Gusami, IBB, and so on. We do not know what that meeting is about, but of course, as time goes on, we will equally take up on that. But that's just about the size we have for now. I'd love to say thank you to Barrister Bansufeli, Barrister Tunji Abdulhamid. Thank you so very much. Yes.
Thank you. And when we return, Sobora's Revolution Now supporters stormed Lagos Airport over his arrest
and release. Yeah.
Details in the beats to stay tuned.